Hello children, today I am here to teach you chapter 21 in your textbook. That's ratio. So we are identify what are ratios and then what are equivalent ratios and ratio in its simplest form and the difference between ratio and rate. So what do you know about ratios? Ratio is a fraction. So you know about fraction. You get a denominator and a numerator. So ratio is a fraction basically. So how we can identify ratios? Think about 1 apple is 10 rupees. What about 2 apples? That's 20 rupees. So here I can write 1 apple, 20 rupees, 1 to 20 ratio, and 2 apples. This is increasing, 40. If 1 apple is 20 rupees, 2 apples, 40 rupees. 3 apples, what do you think? 60 rupees. So when number of apples increases, the price also increases. Something like that, we are comparing two quantities. Now, important thing is when you are comparing two quantities, both should be in the same units. So we'll see what are the things we need to learn and what is the difference between ratio and rate as well. Look at this diagram. 1 fruit juice and 5 water bottles. So all are bottles. So you can write this one as, what's the ratio to make the fruit juice? 1 juice bottle with 5 water bottles, 1 to 5 ratio. So do you know this symbol? This is the symbol we use for ratio, 1 to 5. This is 1 glass of fruit juice and 5 glasses of water. So all are same quantities. So you can say 1 to 5. 1 to 5 ratio, mixing fruit juice and water. Or you can take this one, 1 liter fruit juice bottle with 5 liter water bottle, mixing together and make the fruit juice. So 1 to 1 liter to 5 liters. Or we don't need to write down liters. So straight away you can write 1 to 5. So these are ratios. So measured in the same units. This is in liters. This is also in liters. This is in glasses. This is also in glasses. So same quantities, you can compare two quantities like that. Length of a red pen is 12 centimeters and length of a blue pen is 8 centimeters. So both are in centimeters. Both are about length. So what's the ratio between length of red pen to length of blue pen? 12 centimeters to 8 centimeters. Now, both are in centimeters, so you don't need to write down units. I can write 12 to 8. Can I simplify further? I can divide both sides by 4. You get 3 to 2 ratio. So, what's the length of red pen to length of blue pen? 3 to 2. So ratio between length of red pen to length of blue pen is 3 to 2. Length of blue pen to length of red pen. Now order is different. Blue pen, that means other way around. So you can take 8 centimeters to 12 centimeters. And centimeters you don't need to write. You can write 8 to 12 or divide by 4 2 to 3 ratio. So blue pen to red pen, 2 to 3 ratio. So how you read this? 2 to 3. 3 to 2. And 3 and 2 are the terms of the ratio. And the colon sign is used to represent the ratio. Mass of Mr. Pereira is 81 kilos. Mass of Mr. Silva is 45 kilos. What's the ratio between Mr. Pereira's mass and mass of Silva's? So Pereira is 81 kilos and Mr. Silva 45. Both in kilograms, so you can write 81 to 45. So I can divide both sides by 9. 9 times 9, 81. 9 times 5, 45. So what's the ratio? 9 to 5. Other way around, you can straight away take 45 to 81 now. Divide by 9, that's 5 to 9. So the ratio between masses of Pereira and Silva is 9 to 5. And the other ratio, masses of Silva and Pereira, is 5 to 9. Sheila obtained 80 marks and Mala obtained 64 marks for the mathematics test. So what's the ratio between marks? Sheila to Mala. Sheila 80 marks, Mala 64 marks. Divide by 8. This is 10. 8 times 8, 64. Again, you can divide and write down the simplest form. Divide by 2, you get 5. Divide by 2, you get 4. 5 to 4 ratio. What about Mala's marks and Sheila's marks? Mala is 64 and Sheila 80. So again, same thing, divide by 8. 8 to 10, divide by 2, 4 to 5. So what's the ratio between marks of Sheila and Mala? That's 5 to 4. If it's marks between Mala and Sheila, this is other way around, 4 to 5. Instances where we use ratios. Mixing flour, sugar and butter to make a cake. So we need specific ratio. Mixing cement, sand, stones to concrete mixture. And mixing water and fruit juice to make a fruit drink. And when you want to compare number of females and males in a company. So ratio is important in every places. So here, when you want to compare things or when you want to make something, so the ratio is important. So ratio is the relationship between two or more quantities with the same units are called ratios. This can be used to compare quantities. Ratio between 125 centimeters to 175 centimeters. Here also both are in centimeters. So you can write down straight away 125 to 175. Divide both sides by 25. You get 25 times 5. That's 125. So 25 times 7. 4 is 100. 3 is 75. 4 plus 3, 7. That's 175. So what's the ratio? 5 to 7. Ratio between 27 years to 36 years? That's also same units, 27 to 36. Divide by 9. 3 and 4. 3 to 4. 9 times 4, 36. 9 times 3, 27. ratio between 750 grams to 1 kilo. Now, the units are different. So, we have to convert to the same units. So, 1 kilogram is 1000 grams. So, we can write 1000 there. Now, divide by 10. 75 to 100. Then divide by 25. You get 3 to 4. What's the ratio between 90 centimeters to 100 centimeters? Both are in the same units. You can compare. So divide by 10. You get 9 to 10. Convert to the same units before taking the ratio. So when the units are different, convert to the same units. Length and width of a rectangle is 24 meters and 16 meters respectively. Find the ratio between length and width. So length is 24 meters and width is 16 meters. Both are in the same unit, so you can take without the units. Now divide by 8. 8 times 3, 8 times 2. So that's the simplest form. So what's the ratio? Length to width, 3 to 2 ratio. Bottle A has 700 milliliters of water and bottle B has 900 milliliters of water. Find the ratio between amount of water in bottle A and B. A is 700 milliliters and B is 900 milliliters. Both are in the same unit, so you don't need to write the units. 700 to 900. Divide by 100. 7 to 9. There are 25 boys and 35 girls in a class. Find the ratio between boys to girls. 25 boys to 35 girls. You can divide by 5. 5 times 5, 5 times 7. So what's the ratio? 5 to 7. Bottle A has 3 liters of water and bottle B has 750 milliliters of water. Units are different now. Find the ratio between amount of water in bottle A and B. So how we convert to the same? 3 liters we can convert to milliliters. 3000 milliliters and 750 milliliters. Now you can ignore the units. 3000 to 750. Divide by 10 and divide by 25. 25 times 3, 75. So 25 times 4 is 100. So you get 3 parts for 300. So 12. Then divide by 3 both sides. You get 4 to 1 ratio. So what's the ratio between amount of water in bottle A and B? 4 to 1 ratio. Price of a book with 80 pages is 32 rupees. Price of a book with 120 pages is 48 rupees. Find the ratio between prices of books with 80 pages to 120 pages. So what's the price of 80 page book? 32. Price of 120 page book? 48. Divide both sides by 8. 8 times 4, 8 times 6. And divide by 2 again. Get 2 and 3. 2 to 3 ratio. There are 49 white eggs and 77 yellow eggs in a box. Find the ratio between white eggs to yellow eggs. So 49 white eggs and 77 yellow eggs. Divide by 7. 7 times 7. 7 times 11. So 7 to 11 ratio. A motorbike can travel 80 kilometers with 1 liter of petrol, and a car can travel 16 kilometers with 1 liter of petrol. Find the ratio between distances traveled by motorbike and car. Motorbike, 80 kilometers. And the car can travel 16 kilometers. Divide by 8 first. You get 10. 8 times 2. Divide by 2 again. 1 and 5. 5 to 1 ratio. Venura's monthly salary is 27,500 rupees. He paid 5,500 for house rent. Find the ratio between salary and the house rent. Salary is 27,500. House rent is 5,500. Divide both sides by 100. This get cancelled out. Then divide by 5. Get 11 here. 5 times 5, 25. And again another 5. Now you can divide by 11. This becomes 1. And this is 5. 5 to 1 ratio. 3 liters of water in P container and 1 liter and 500 milliliters of water in Q container. Find the ratio between volume of water in P and Q. Both are in liters. So you can write 3 liters. How can I write this one? First I'll write liters. 1 liter, 500 milliliters. It's better to convert everything to milliliters, because this is liters and milliliters. So here this becomes 3000 milliliters. Here 1500. 1500 milliliters. No need to write down the unit. Divide by 100 and divide by 15. You get 1 and 2. So the ratio is 2 to 1. Write down the equivalent ratios for the following ratios. So what you do when you want equivalent ratios, you multiply both the terms by same amount. So you can multiply by 2. 2 times 3, 6. 2 times 4, 8. So 6 to 8. You can multiply by 3. 3 times 3, 9. 3 times 4, 12. So either 6 to 8 or 9 to 12. So all these are equivalent ratios. So we'll take another one. We'll multiply by 2. 2 times 7, 14. 2 times 5, 10. Multiply by 3. 3 times 7, 21. 3 times 5, 15. This one multiply by 2. 16 and 22. Multiply by 3. 3 times 8, 24. 3 times 11, 33. So these are equivalent ratios. Write down the following ratios in its simplest form. So you have to divide and see how you can proceed. Sometimes you can't see at once. So you can do step by step. First I can see divide by 10. This one done for you. Divide by 6. Divide by 2 first. Then 6 to 9. Then divide by 3. You get 2 to 3. So here I can divide by 2. 10 to 15. Then I can divide by 5. 2 to 3. 44 and 66 I can divide by 2. 22 to 33. Then I can divide this by 11. 2 to 3. 50 and 75 I can divide by 5. 10. And when you divide by 5, what you get? 5 times 1, 5. So 15. Then I can divide by 5 again. 2 to 3 ratio. 90 to 70, I can divide by 2. 45 to 35. 70 divided by 2. Divide by 5. 9 and 7. Divide first ratio by 2 to get the second ratio. Divide the second ratio by 3 to get the next ratio. Or you can divide by common factor. No need to divide always by 3. This one you can divide by 11 here, not 3. Here, first 5 and again 5. So depend on the numbers, you can divide by the common factor. There are 250 red bulbs and 300 blue bulbs. Find the ratio between red and blue bulbs. So red, 250. Blue bulbs, 300. You can divide by 10. So you get 25 to 30. Divide by 5 again. 5 times 5, 5 times 6. So what's the ratio? 5 to 6 ratio. Now we'll see what's the difference between ratio and rate. Look at these examples. Price of 5 coconuts is 400 rupees. Price of 3 liters of petrol is 330 rupees. 500 grams of flour and 8 eggs needed for a cake. So look at all these. Above statements are quantities with different units. So in the first slide I explained 1 apple is this much. What about 2 apples? What about 3 apples? So that's a rate, but increasing according to the ratio. Same ratio. If it's 1 to 2, 2 becomes 4. 2 to 4. So like that. So this is a rate. Above statements are quantities with different units. 5 coconuts, a price is there. So rupees and number of coconuts. Price of 3 liters and the price 330. So the relationship between different quantities is a rate. So price of 5 coconuts is 400 rupees. Here when you take this example, if 5 coconuts this much, what about 10? It's increasing accordingly. So 5 into 2. So 400 into 2. Again, to find out 15, you multiply by 3. 5 times 3, 15. 400 times 3, 1200. 1 apple is this much. 3 apples this much. So when number of coconuts increases, the price changes to a ratio. So there you get ratio as well as rate. Look at this one. The currency in different countries also changes to a ratio. 1 American dollar is equal to 132 rupees. So this is not the same now. Every day it changes. So how can you write down? This is US dollars. So you can write 1. You can write 1 US dollar. The symbol for US dollars is equal to 132. 1 euro is equivalent to 182 rupees. Do you know the symbol there? So something like this. Have you seen euro symbol? 1 euro is 182 rupees. So here 1 Bahrain dinar is equal to 345 rupees. So you get different rates in different countries. So all these are converted to Sri Lankan rupees. Price of a pencil is 25 rupees. Find the price of 5 pencils. So what you do? You just multiply by 5. So price of a pencil is 25. So you multiply by 5. So this is in rupees. 5 times 5, 25. 2 remaining. 5 times 2, 10. 10 plus 2, 12. 125 rupees. Price of a bottle of coconut oil is 340 rupees. So one bottle is 340 rupees. Find the price of such 4 bottles. So multiply this by 4. So what's the value? 4 times 0, 0. 4 times 4, 16. And 1 remaining. 4 times 3, 12. 12 plus 1, 30. So 1,360 rupees. Price of 1 liter of paint is 480 rupees. Find the price of 4 liters of paint. Multiply by 4. Four times 0, 0. 4 times 8, 32. 3 remaining. 4 times 4, 16 plus 3, 19. 1,920 rupees. 1 American dollar is 132 rupees. Find the salary of a person in Sri Lankan rupees who gets 1,000 American dollars. So 1 American dollar is 132 Sri Lankan rupees. So what about 1,000 American dollars? You have to multiply by 1,000. So put 3 zeros. 132,000 rupees. 1 sterling pound is 220 rupees. Find the value of 400 sterling pounds in Sri Lankan rupees. So this is 1 is 220. So 400, that means you just multiply by 400. So this is in Sri Lankan rupees. 0, 0, another 0, and 88. 4 times 2, that's 8. 88,000 rupees. The price of a motorbike imported from Japan is 300,000 yen. If 100 yen equal to 130 rupees, find the price of the bike in Sri Lankan rupees. So 100 yen is 130. So what about 1 yen? 130 divided by 100. That's 1.3 rupees. Then what about 300,000 rupees? So you can multiply 1.3 into 300,000. So this is in rupees. So what you do? Ignore the decimal. Just multiply by this one. So you get 5 zeros. 3 times 3, 9. 3 times 1, 3. Then put a decimal point. So what's the answer? So you get 390,000 rupees. The price of a color TV imported from America is $400. If $1 is equal to 132 rupees, find the price of the TV in Sri Lankan rupees. $1 is 132. So what about $400? 132 into 400. So this is in rupees. 0, 0. 4 times 2, 8. 4 times 3, 12. And 1 remaining. 4 times 1, 4. 4 plus 1, 5. What's the price now? 52,800 rupees. Motorbike travels 40 kilometers with 1 liter of petrol. Find the amount of petrol needed to travel 440 kilometers. 40 kilometers, you need 1 liter of petrol. So petrol needed for 1 kilometer. So that means 1 divide by 40. petrol needed for 440, you multiply by 440. So you find petrol needed for 1 kilometer and then think about 440 kilometers. First divide by 10, divide by 4, you get 11 liters needed to travel 440 kilometers. Jet travels 45,000 kilometers within 3 hours. Find the distance traveled within 5 hours. So distance within 3 hours is 45,000 kilometers. So what's distance for 1 hour? You divide by 3. So what about 5 hours? You multiply this by 5. You don't need to simplify here. Just multiply by 5 and now try to simplify. 3 times 1 and this is 5. 15,000 into 5. 0, 0, 0. 5 times 5, 25 and this is 7. 75,000 kilometers. Fill in the blanks. 4 to 7 given. So here equivalent ratios, multiply by 3. So you do the same thing. 7 times 3, 21. Here 11, here 15 to 45. Multiply by 3. So you do the same thing here. 11 times 3, 33. How you get this one? 36 divided by 9, you get 4. 45 divided by 9, that's 5. Here you need to identify 45 to 5 divided by 9. So you do the same thing, divide by 9. 81 divided by 9, that's 9. Here 30 to 3 divide by 10. So here this is divide by 10. This way, we need this way. 3 times 10, you get 30. So 2 times 10, 20. This one, this way. Multiplication. 8 times 5, 40. So you do the same thing. This times 5 is 25. So what is the value? We have to do other way around. So 25 divided by 5, you get 5 here. Ratio between boys to girls in a school is 5 to 3. If there are 600 girls in that school, find the number of boys. So you can write girls to boys 5 to 3 ratio. Now this is 600. Now how we get 600 from 5? So you can divide and find out. 600 divided by 5. 5 times 1, 5. For 10, that's 2. So you need to multiply by 120. So you do the same thing here. Multiply by 120. 3 times 0, 0. 3 times 2, 6. 3 times 1, 3. So how many boys are there? 360 boys. When you take the ratio 3 to 5, we say the first term is 3. What's the second term? That's 5. 11 to 7 ratio, second term is 7. And what's the first term? 11. So you need to know what's the first term and the second term of the ratio. Price of 12 marbles is 60 rupees. How many marbles can you buy for 90 rupees? So what's the price? Price of 12 marbles is 60 rupees. So what is the price of 1 marble? 60 divided by 12. That means 5 rupees. Then you can find out how many marbles you can buy for 90 rupees. So 90 divide by 5. 5 times 1, 5 for 40, that's 8. 18 marbles you can buy. 6 kilos of rice is 660 rupees. Find the price of 14 kilos of rice. So what's 6 kilos of rice? 660 rupees. So what is the price of 1 kilo? You divide by 6. That's 110. Then you can find out the price of 14 kilos. That's value multiplied by 14. So 0, 14 times 1 is 14, 1 remaining. 14 times 1, 14 plus 1, 15. So 1,540 rupees. Train travels 1,400 kilometer distance within 20 hours. Find the distance it travels within 5 hours. So what's the distance traveled in 20 hours? 1,400 kilometers. 1,400. Distance traveled in 5 hours. So first you can find out distance traveled in 1 hour. That means divide by 20. If you want distance traveled in 5 hours, you can multiply by 5. 5 times 4, that means 1,400 divided by 4. 4 times 3, 12. For 20, that's 5. 350 kilometers. Vehicle needs 6 liters of petrol to travel 78 kilometers. Find the amount of petrol needed to travel 130 kilometers. So what's the distance traveled within 6 liters of petrol? 78 kilometers. So what's the distance traveled within 1 liter of petrol? You divide this by 6. And for 130 kilometers, petrol needed. So the other way around. Now we'll simplify this. 6 times 1, 6 and 3. 13 kilometers for 1 liter. Then they're asking if it's 130 kilometers, the petrol needed. You can do the ratio other way around now. 13 kilometers, 1 liter of petrol. And for 130 kilometers, you multiply by 130. So you need 10 liters of petrol. If 16 meters of material is 3,280 rupees, find the price of 5 meters of material. So 16 meters is 3,280 rupees. So what is 1 meter? You divide this by 16. So you get 16 times 2, 32. 16 times nothing, and for 80, 5. 205 rupees for 1 meter. So what about price of 5 meters? So you multiply by 5. 5 times 5, 25. 5 times 2, 10. 1,025 rupees. 1,025 rupees. Ratio between mother's age and daughter's age is 5:2. If mother's age is 35 years, find the daughter's age. How you get 35 from 5? You multiply by 7. You do the same thing here. Multiply by 7. 7 times 2, you get 14. So daughter's age is 14 years. To make a cake, flour, sugar and butter are mixing with the ratio 5:3:2. Find the amount of sugar and butter needed to mix with 500 grams of flour. So this becomes 500. multiply by 100. Do the same thing. Multiply by 100. You get 300 here. Multiply by 100. 200. So what's the amount of sugar needed? 300 grams. And what about the butter? Butter is 200 grams. Concrete mixture consists of 2:5:3 ratio of cement, sand and stones. Find the amount of sand and stones needed for 30 pans of cement. 2 becomes 30. That means multiply by 15. Do the same thing. Multiply by 15 here. So what's the amount of sand you need? 15 times 5. 75 pans. Then what about stones? 3 times 15. 45 pans needed. Orange juice, lime juice and water is mixing to the ratio 5:3:6 to make a fruit drink. Find the amount of lime juice and water needed to mix with 15 liters of orange juice. So 5:3:6. So this becomes 15. That means multiply by 3. So do the same thing. Multiply by 3. 3 times 3, 9. 6 times 3, 18. So amount of lime juice, 9 liters. And amount of water, 18 liters. Write down equivalent ratio. 2:3:7. 2 becomes 4. Multiply by 2. So do the same thing. 3 times 2, 6. 7 times 2, 14. 5:2:6. This becomes 4. Multiply by 2. Do the same thing. 6 times 2, 12. 5 times 2, 10. Now look at this one. 3:4:5 becomes 8 here. So 4 becomes 8. Multiply by 2. 5 times 2, 10. 3 times 2, 6. So that's how we find out the equivalent ratios. Now we'll look at the exercises and examples in your textbook. Example number 1. The length of a rectangle is 12 centimeters and the breadth is 7 centimeters. Find the ratio of the length to the breadth of the rectangle. The ratio you need, length to breadth. (12 centimeters to 7 centimeters. You don't need to write down the units. So 12 to 7. 3 boys and 2 girls are in a debating team. Find the ratio of the number of boys to number of girls. So boys to girls. How many boys are there? 3 boys and 2 girls. So what's the ratio? 3 to 2. The price of a small envelope is 50 cents and that of a large envelope is 2 rupees. Find the ratio of the price of a small envelope to a price of a large envelope. Small to large. Now there's a problem. One is in cents and the other one in rupees. What's the conversion? 100 cents is 1 rupee. One rupee is 100 cents. So you can convert. 50 cents is okay. So 3. This is 2 rupees. 2 rupees means 200 cents. Now you can simplify. Both are in cents, you can simplify. Divide by 10, 5 to 20. Divide by 5 again, 1:4. Example 4. To make an orange drink, 2 equal quantities of orange juice and 3 equal quantities of water are mixed together. Find the ratio of orange juice to water. So orange juice to water. So you need 2 equal quantities of orange with 3 equal quantities of water. So 2:3. How many liters of water do you need to prepare an orange drink which has 4 liters of orange juice? So same ratio you can take. Orange to water. The ratio is 2:3. Now it says 4 liters of orange juice. So 4 liters here. That means multiply by 2 here. So do the same thing. Multiply by 2, you get 6 liters. So what's the amount of water? You need 6 liters of water. Exercise 21.1. Select and write down the statements that denote a ratio. To make a milk tea, 3 teaspoons of milk powder and 2 teaspoons of sugar should be used. So there's a ratio between that. So we are using ratio. So what's the ratio there? To make milk tea, 3 to 2. Sunil is taller than Sarah. We don't know by how much. So not a ratio. A rectangular land has width 80 meters and length 117. So we can say length to width or width to length is 80 to 117. So there's a ratio. To make a cake, 250 grams of sugar and 500 grams of flour are needed. So that's also a ratio. You can say 250 to 500 and you can simplify. Sarath has got more marks than Malindu for mathematics. We don't know by how much, so this is not a ratio. Write down how you read the following ratios. 1 to 2. This is 2 to 3. 10 to 8. 8 to 7. 9 to 13. 'Write down the following ratios in symbolic form. The ratio 1 to 3. 1 to 3. The ratio 2 to 7. 2 to 7. The ratio 3 to 15. 3 to 15. The ratio 8 to 1. The ratio 1 to 1. A boy has 5 olives and his sister has 7 olives. Find the ratio of number of olives the boy has to the number the sister has. So the boy has 5 olives and the sister has 7. So this ratio is 5 to 7. The mass of an apple is 200 grams and that of an orange is 200 grams. Find the ratio of the mass of an apple to the mass of an orange. So both are in grams. So 200 to 200. When you divide by 200, you get 1 to 1. So the ratio is 1 to 1. A rectangular shaped land has a length 75 meters and a width of 37 meters. Find the ratio of the length to the width. So 75 to 37. Both are in meters. Can we simplify? 37 is a prime number, so you can't simplify further. So 75 to 37. Mother and father bought 500 grams and 2 kilos of dal, respectively. Find the ratio of the weights of dal bought by both. So mother and father bought 500. So mother bought 500 grams of dal and father bought 2 kilos. So how many grams are there? 1000 grams is 1 kilogram. So this becomes 2000. So this is mother to father. So divide by 100. 5 is to 20. Divide by 5. 1 to 4 ratio. The distance from school to Priyanta's house is 700 meters and the distance from school to Lasanta's house is 1 kilometer 300 meters. Find the ratio of the distances. So we have to convert to the same units. Distance is 700 there. That's in meters. Convert this one to meters. 1 kilometer is 1000 meters. 1000 plus 300, 1300. Now we can divide by 100. 7 to 13 ratio. Rajita has 8 rupees and Vijita has 5 rupees and 50 cents. Find the ratio of the money that the two have. 8 rupees. So we'll convert to cents. 100 cents, 1 rupee. So 800 here. 800 cents. What about here? 5 rupees means 500 and there's another 50 cents. 550 cents. Now you can compare. Divide by 10. 80 to 55 and divide by 5. 11 to 5 times 1. 5 for 30, that's 5 times 6. So 16 to 11. Find the ratio of the amount of water in container A to container B. A to B. So we'll convert to milliliters. 1000 milliliters is 1 liter. So 1000 plus 450, 1450 milliliters. This one, 2000 milliliters. 2 into 1000. Now divide by 10. Divide by 5. 5 times 2, 10. 45 means 9. 5 times, so 40. So 29 to 40. The time spent by a motorbike to go to Gaul from Matara was 1 hour and 10 minutes, while the car spent 1 hour. Find the ratio of the time spent by the two vehicles. So motorbike to car. So we'll convert to the same units. We'll convert to minutes. 1 hour, 10 minutes. 1 hour means 60 minutes. 60 plus 10, this is 70 minutes. And for the car, that's 1 hour means 60 minutes. Divide by 10, you get 7 to 6 ratio. the ratio of the number of olives that Nimali has to the number that Amal has is 3 to 5. Nimali to Amal. What's the ratio? 3 to 5. If Nimali has only one olive, this becomes 1. Find the number of olives that Amal has. So this is the ratio. 3 becomes 1. Divide by 3. So 5 divided by 3, you get 5 over 3. So 1 and 2/3 of an olive. 1 olive and 2/3 of another olive. To make a cement mixture, 2 pans of cement and 12 pans of sand are mixed together. Find the ratio of cement to sand in the mixture. It says 2 pans of cement. 2 pans of cement and 12 pans of sand. So what's the ratio? Divide by 2. 1 is to 6. 1 to 6 ratio. Now how many pans of cement are needed to be mixed with 1 pan of sand to make this mixture? If this is 1, so with 1 pan of sand, so this becomes 1 means you divide by 6. So you do the same thing here. Divide by 6. 1 over 6. So 1 over 6 pans of cement needed. Find the number of cement pans and sand pans that are required to make 28 pans of the mixture. So mixture should be 28. So how we do that? So 28 is the total. So 12 and 2, you get 14. Or here 6 and 1 becomes 7. But we need 28 pans. So 4 times bigger than that. So that means here if the ratio is 1 to 6 and the total parts is 7 pans, you want total 28. So that means multiply by 4. So multiply both these ratios by 4. 4 is to 24. That means you need 4 pans of cement and 24 pans of sand. Example number 1. Write down 2 ratios equivalent to 2 to 5. So you can multiply by 2. 4 to 10. Or you can multiply by 3. 6 to 15. Accordingly, a ratio equivalent to a given ratio can be obtained by multiplying each term of the ratio by the same number. So you can multiply by 2, 5, any number that you like. Write the ratio 9 to 15 in its simplest form. You can divide by 3. 9 divided by 3, 3. 15 divided by 3, that's 5. So you get 3 to 5 ratio. Write the ratio 18 to 25 in its simplest form. You can first divide by 6 and see 6 times 3, 6 times 4. You can't divide further, so that's the simplest form. The breadth of a blackboard is 50 centimeters. The length is 1 meter 25 centimeters. Find the ratio of the breadth to the length of the blackboard. So you need breadth to length ratio. And it's easy to convert to the same unit. Now, breadth is 50 centimeters. So we'll convert to centimeters. So this is 50. So length is 1 meter. 1 meter means 100 centimeters. 100 plus 25, 125. Divide by 25, you get 2. Divide by 25, you get 5. So 2 to 5 ratio. To write in simplest form, keep dividing both sides of the ratio by the same number until you can't go any further without going into decimal. So you don't take the decimal. Exercise 21.2. For each ratio given below, write down an equivalent ratio. Only one. So multiply by 2. 4 to 14. Multiply by 2. I can divide both sides by 10. 1 to 3. Divide both sides by 5. 10 to 9. Write each of the ratios given below in its simplest form. First divide by 10. 4 is to 7. You can't divide further. Divide by 5. 5 times 6, 5 times 7. That's the simplest form. This one divide by 7, 8 and 3. That's the simplest form. This one divide by 9. 9 times 7, 9 times 5. You can't simplify further. This one first will divide by 10. You get 6 to 50. Divide this by 3. 2 to 5. So that's the simplest form. The length of a rectangle is 15 centimeters and its breadth is 10 centimeters. Find the ratio of the length to the breadth of the rectangle. Length to breadth. What's the length here? 15 centimeters. And breadth is 10. So you're asked to find out the ratio. Length to breadth. You can simplify. Divide by 5. 3 to 2. There are 96 boys and 112 girls in a primary school. Write the ratio of the boys to girls. Boys to girls ratio. So how many boys? 96. How many girls? 112. Can we simplify? Divide by 2 first. And here also divide by 2. You can divide by 8. So 6 to 7 ratio. There are 12 red flags and 8 blue flags. Write the ratio of the red flags to the blue flags in its simplest form. So what's the ratio? Red to blue. Red flags and 8 blue flags. So divide by 4, 3 and 2. So that's the simplest form. Write 6 to 15 and 14 to 35 in their simplest forms. Show that they are equivalent ratios. 6 to 15. Divide by 3. 2 to 5. 14 to 35. Divide by 7. 2 to 5. So here both are the same. So those are equivalent ratios. So this is about rates. Let us consider some other instances where rate is used. Price of a pencil is 10 rupees. Number of pencils and price. Here, this one, 40 rupees is charged to travel 1 kilometer in a vehicle. This is rupees and the distance. Students present at a function receive 3 biscuits each during the interval. And the price of a matchbox is 50 rupees. So when you compare different quantities, we call that's a rate. Example number 1. The price of an exercise book is 20 rupees. Find the price of 4 such books. Price of one book, 20 rupees. So price of 4 books, you multiply by 4. 20 into 4, you get 80 rupees. The price of 5 pencils is 100 rupees. Find the price of 2 pencils. So we can find out price of 5 pencils is given 100 rupees. What about 1 pencil? Price of 1 pencil, you divide by 5. 20 rupees. Then you can find the price for 2 pencils. 20 times 2, you get 40 rupees. So it's good to find out the price for 1 and then consider what you want. Consider 2 pencils. The value of a present sent by a friend who is working abroad to his friend who is living in Sri Lanka was $25. Express its value in Sri Lankan rupees. So what's the rate? $1 is 131 rupees. So you can write $1 is 431. 131 rupees, Sri Lankan rupees. Now the present was 25 US dollars. So that means you multiply this by 25. 25 times 1, 25. 2 remaining. 25 times 3, 75. 75 plus 2, 77. And 7 remain. 25 times 1, 25 plus 7, 32. So the price, the present is 3,275 Sri Lankan rupees. Exercise 21.3. If the price of a pen is 12 rupees, what is the price of 5 such pens? So you can do it at once. Price of 5 pens. 1 pen is 12 rupees. And 5 such pens, 12 times 5. 60 rupees. If a vehicle travels 75 kilometers in 2 hours, what is the distance it travels in 4 hours? So distance traveled is equal to 75 for 2 hours. So when you divide by 2, you get distance for 1 hour. Multiplied by 4. Distance in 4 hours. 2 times 2. So 75 into 2. 150 kilometers. So this is in kilometers. So you can write kilometers. A vehicle traveled 20 kilometers on 1 liter of fuel. How many liters of fuel are required to travel 120 kilometers? So you can do 20 kilometers you need 1 liter of petrol. So how many liters of fuel are required to go 120 kilometers? So what you do? We find out for 1 kilometer, that's 1 over 20, and multiply by 120. 2 times this one, 6. So 6 liters of fuel needed. 1 kilo of sugar is sufficient to make 40 cups of tea. How much sugar is required to make 240 cups of tea? So you need 240 cups. So 40 cups, you need 1 kilo. 1 kilo of sugar. So what about 240 cups? You can find for 1, that's 1 over 40 and multiply by 240. 4 times 6. So 6 kilos needed. If the value of a sterling pound was 217 Sri Lankan rupees, that's given. What was the value of 8 sterling pounds on that day? 1 sterling pound how many rupees? 217 rupees. So you need 8 sterling pounds. Multiply by 8. This is in Sri Lankan rupees. 8 times 7, 56. 5 remaining. 8 times 1, 8 plus 5, 13. And 1 remaining. 8 times 2, 16 plus 1, 17. So 1736 Sri Lankan rupees. If the price of a television set imported from Japan is 10,000 yen, what is the price in Sri Lankan rupees? So use the exchange rate. 100 yen is equal to 125 Sri Lankan rupees. So what about 10,000 yen? So you find for 1, that means divide by 100 and multiply by 10,000. 2 zeros get cancelled out. You get 125 and 2 zeros. So 12,500 Sri Lankan rupees. The value of 1 US dollar is 130 Sri Lankan rupees. So here, this is in the table, that's 131. So they say take 130. What is the value of Sri Lankan rupees for 26,000 US dollars? So it says $1 US dollar is 130 Sri Lankan rupees. So you're asking how many dollars are there for 26,000 Sri Lankan rupees? So we'll write other way around. 130 rupees is $1. Then what about 26,000 rupees, Sri Lankan rupees? 1 divided by 130 into 26,000. And 13 times 2 here. So $200 are there. So we completed all theory related to ratios and rates. A ratio equivalent to a given ratio can be obtained by dividing each term of the ratio by the same number. Don't divide by 0. A ratio equivalent to a given ratio can be obtained by multiplying each term of the ratio by the same number. A ratio is in its simplest form when both terms are whole numbers and there is no whole number which both terms can be divided by. So you know what's the difference between rate and ratio now. So practice all examples and exercises in your textbook.